It's been a while since my last case. You get one guy wrongly convicted for murder, and suddenly you're a bad detective. I know he did it. The old office ain't much, but she does serve her purpose. My abode. My home. Like a wolf in a small North Minnesotan rock cavern, this place...
For the last fucking time, buddy. This is a janitor's closet, not your office. And how do you keep getting a set of keys?
Nobody respects the badge anymore. What's a detective without a case? Like a foot without a sock. And a shoe, I guess. I mean, some people wear shoes without socks, but that's just weird. And smelly. And sandals? Whew. That's a whole nother ballgame, man. And Birkenstocks are sandals, and people wear those with socks, but I think that's more of a comfort thing.
Hey, Rob.
You've been robbed?
What? No. No, I was just saying hi to my friend, Rob. Are you okay? Hello?
She wasn't telling me something, but what was it?
Are you okay?
Ah, who am I kidding? I couldn't see anything past those rich brown eyes. Like I'm staring into the innocent eyes of a seal pup, about to be torn apart by a polar bear.
Are you listening?
I hope you don't mind me saying this. But you might just be the most beautiful girl I've ever laid eyes on.
Why would someone make this? Why was I given this flash drive? What am I supposed to do with this? What else could you be hiding?
This shouldn't have happened to you.
I will make this up to you. I promise I will be back.
if you would be talking to me,
Imagine the camera is talking to me.
You mean me?
I mean the camera is.
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Frank Huffnagel. I'm a high school teacher in the same town that I live in. I'm a dad of 2, happily married, with a son who is a junior in college and a junior in high school.
Hi, I am Michael Huffnagel. I am a cashier at Meat Farms in Hauppauge. I am a high school student in 11th grade.
My name is Elena Huffnagel. I am a mother of 2 and a wife, and I happen to be a registered nurse, and I happen to be a breast cancer survivor.
Wait, does Tom Hanks still have the virus, or is he cured?
I am currently living in my basement away from my family so that I can protect them just in case I take home the COVID virus.
My wife has moved down to the basement to do a self-quarantine since it has gotten bad at the hospital she's been working at.
I'm used to my mom and dad just going out like on business trips for like a week or two. It feels really odd. It feels like in the halls it's just really quiet. So it's just like when you go out, like if I'm going out to make myself lunch, I just feel quiet.
It's a lot, but I'm like, I feel desperate to not get this. My own immune system I'm concerned about, and so that's one thing. And then the other is my husband, who's got some health issues, and my son, who is asthmatic. So I want to make sure that I'm not going to be bringing it home.
Hon, did you try the spicy red yet? Yeah.
So that's been difficult. I'm not being with my family. I have rituals. We have shows that we watch together, things that we do, of course eating the meals, or I miss cooking. So now this has all been my husband's responsibility, which I feel terrible about.
In 2017, the Seattle-based sports technology company Visus introduced a new helmet that they hoped would reduce player concussions before they happen. The Visus helmet morphs or yields upon impact, like the bumper of a car.
Nah, there's no outside pressure from coaches, players, or trainers to play through a head injury. In fact, everyone encouraged you sit out during a head injury. We understand the seriousness of it. We understand what could happen to us in the future. So it's all encouraged to sit out and come back when you're 100% healthy because it's not worth the risk.
Become a much safer environment, or as it could be on the field. But I think in that regard, they teach tackling different. They're penalized for any spearing, which they did in the past, but they're more susceptible to give penalties. It's more severe penalties with regard to concussion and that protocol. So the game has changed over the years.
So with football, when it comes to like adversity and workouts, it's obviously way more physical than your regular life at a job would be. And the mental aspect of that, it helps you a lot mentally because in your mind, no matter how tired you are, no matter how bad you're hurting in football, it's always like, I gotta push through. I gotta give an extra one. I gotta pull through for my guy. So when you have that mental aspect and you bring that every day to football, when you go to a job and maybe it's not the job you want right now, but you're like, hey, this is just for right now. I gotta push through this. I just gotta get through this right now. In the future, I'll be better off. Because that's what it is. You work out. The workouts are tough. Like, I just gotta push this right now because on Saturday when I get the win, it's gonna all be worth it.
I went into the hospital because I was having some chest pains, and they took forever to give me well, first to see me, but then they took forever to give me my nebulizer. Upon all that, they put me in a room where there was like a makeshift wall, and right next to me there was a patient who was like real sick, and everybody else was kind of questioning why isn't she anywhere else but right next to us. But I was near her the longest, so during that time of me just sitting there waiting and everything, I ended up just, well, unfortunately having to wait. I ended up getting my nebulizer late, and then having to deal with her coughing on, like, in my direction.
Instead of them properly giving him a treatment within the first 15 to 20 minutes, it took them maybe almost an hour to give him a treatment. And when they did decide to give him a treatment, they had him confined in a room with only dividing a curtain. And this was a encased room with doors on it. So there was no ventilation pretty much in the room. And I ran to pick up my daughter from school, and I come back 2.5 hours later. He's sleeping, but breathing hard. I requested for the doctors to come in the room, and next thing I know, they said, go home, come back in 4 hours, he'll be awake. They gave him medicine, he'll be all right. I come back, and they have him in a mass. He caught the rhinovirus, airborne, in a room with a person that was sick. They should have been confined and contained, you know. So I was devastated. So my son came in with asthma, and he ended up with congestive heart failure. I almost lost my son. He was in the hospital about 2 months straight in a semi-coma due to the hospital's negligence. Long Island Jewish. So that's how my son got congestive heart failure. So he just had an exam, a physical, a week before. He was fine. And I come back 8 hours later, his heart was the size of his whole chest. And the normal heart is the size of a human being's fist, personal fist.
Even with the popularity that gaming has gained, there are still those who think that video games are the cause of violence in the real world.
President Trump hosted a meeting with video game makers and their critics at the White House today. He was busy. They're looking for ways to reduce youth violence following the Florida school shooting. And the president recently expressed shock at what young people are exposed to today.
The video games, the movies, the internet stuff is so violent. It's so incredible. I see it. I get to see things that you'd be amazed at. I have a young, very young son who I look at some of the things he's watching, and I say, how is that possible? And this is what kids are watching.
The topic of video games and the people who play them usually never have the most positive reputation. There is a large group of people and the media that bash violent video games. They often even blame rated R games for influencing the sick people that go out and do mass shootings. Over the early years of video games, none of the positive things ever hit the media until recently, with a huge audience of people who take hours out of their day to connect with others online.
Hi, my name is Daniel Goran. I'm 12 years old and I'm in the 6th grade. On my free time, I like to play video games. Also, I play baseball, basketball, martial arts, and swimming. I started playing video games when I was about 6 years old. Some of the types of video games I started playing was Call of Duty and Skate.
Gaming in general was just a thing that I did since I was a little kid. Like, I grew up with a little brother. He's 2 years younger than me, and like I always hung out with him and his friends because he was more, well, his friends lived right across the street, and so they just kind of became my friends. But we always grew up playing like Call of Duty and stuff like that, and so yeah, it kind of evolved from there into something I used as an escape later on in life.
I got started in gaming when I was younger. My parents brought my brother and I think our first console was either a Nintendo 64. Yeah, it was definitely a 64 because my brother is older than me. And then I started playing it as I got older. And then they continued to give us consoles and stuff. And from there, I just started playing.
In news programs, they would use gaming as a negative thing, They never talk about the positives of gaming. However, for some, gaming is responsible for their source of income. In some instances, the game designers even want to spread a good message with the games that they make.
ちょっと、行き過ぎてる今のオンラインの中傷とか暴力を
I love you. Uh-huh. You don't love me? I do, but I need sleep and so do you. Come on. Okay. Whoa. All right. Wait, my shoes. Good. I got this one. No, I don't got this one. Okay. You didn't wear your contacts out, did you? Yep. And you can't sleep in those? No, I cannot. Can you at least take them out yourself? Well, I'm gonna have to teach you how to do it. Don't worry, I am an expert in contact removal. Okay. What do I do? So, you're going to take the contact and you're gonna slide it to the side. Hey!
What?
Hey.
I'm doing what you said.
One step at a time, sister. Okay. You got it? Yep. All right. And then you're gonna do this one. 2 for 2. Okay.
What do I do with these?
You have to put them in my contact case.
What case?
My contact case.
Where is it?
Oh. This is the bathroom.
I hate you.
Ugh, I love you.
Hey Emma, what's up?
Oh, not much. How was psych?
Honestly, I was half asleep the whole time, so I remember pretty much nothing.
Student loans well spent.
Alright, well, come on, pack your stuff up. Let's go get lunch.
Yeah, just 1 second. Let me finish this really quick.
Okay.
One second.
I am literally starving.
All right, fine. Where do you want to get food?
Anywhere but here sounds really good right now.
All right, then let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're driving, right?
I mean, I would prefer if you would.
No way, I drove last week.
Here's the funny part. I kind of took the bus this morning, so
No, you didn't. You parked 3 spots down from me.
gas is extremely expensive right now.
All right, fine. Let's flip a coin. Call
Heads. That's 2 out of 3.
it. Come on, no way.
All right, let me make this interesting. If you win, I'll pay for both lunches. Take it or leave it.
All right, call it.
Heads.
Looks like you're paying for lunch and driving.
How do you feel about phone war?
Yeah, no. Let's go.
Fine, but we're getting pizza.
Fine by me.
I'm sorry, I've never done this before.
It's alright. So, where do you want to start? What made you want to cut in?
Well, my husband thinks I need some sort of help. It's like he's giving up on me.
Do you think that he's giving up on you?
I would hope not. I mean, I love him and he loves me.
And why do you want to get help? Why does he think you want to get help?
Not sure. I don't know. It's just that I grew up with this ideology that if you don't talk about it, it doesn't exist.
that your problems are yours and yours alone, and that they'll go away if you keep them to yourself.
And how has that worked out for you?
Your point?
I guess. Sorry. No, I know this is new to you, so let's take it slow. How are you feeling lately? I don't know. I've been feeling overwhelmed.
It's as if my brain knows that things are going to change before they actually do, and I'm just not prepared.
But what things exactly?
My marriage, my family, it's all falling apart, and it's because of me. I don't know what to do about it.
What makes you say that?
I just feel helpless like I did in my first marriage.
And what happened in your first marriage, Jessica?
Well, it was simple at first. We were high school sweethearts. We got married right after I graduated. I'd be the perfect housewife, and he'd join the army, and I'd wait for him to come home and knock me up. That was encouraged when we were growing up. That was the lifestyle.
And what about after his deployment?
It didn't take a genius to tell him about our drug problem when he was over there. I could just see it in his face. He was definitely not the man I was married, and he sure didn't act like it anymore. He hurt you. He would say it was just PTSD, but I really don't think it was.
And what about after his deployment?
It didn't take a genius to tell that he developed a drug problem when he was over there. I could just see it in his face. He didn't even look like the man I'd married, and he sure didn't act like it anymore.
He hurt you.
He would say it was just PTSD. I don't really think it was.
Did you confront him? Did you talk about getting help?
No.
Why?
Because I found out I was pregnant.
I see.
I always wanted to be a mom, but the second I saw that test, the sadness came over me, and I knew I couldn't keep it.
What did he say when you told him?
I didn't. I knew in my heart I had to do it. I couldn't have a child I didn't want with a man I didn't love. This man was stealing my jewelry and pawning it to buy drugs. I couldn't let a child around that.
And you carried that trauma with you to your current situation.
Yes.
Hi, this is Caitlin King with the film department. I'm just locking up Khan. Can you activate the alarms? All right, thank you. Have a good night. Oren?
Oh.
What are you doing here?
Oh, you know, just chilling.
Is this a sleeping bag?
Yes?
Have you been sleeping here?
Only for like 2-3 days.
What? Why?
I mean, I was kind of late on housing deposit, so they wouldn't give me a room. It's not like anyone else sleeps here.
I know that, but... Really? Oh my god. Are you kidding me?
School sandwiches aren't so bad.
What happened?
What's the matter?
Ew. Why the fuck is there ketchup in that?
Ketchup's good.
Oh my god.
It works. For a good moisturizer. You should try it sometime.
Are you kidding me?
No. It's cheap too.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Give me the peanut butter.
Okay. I don't have any utensils for it, but you could sometimes like to dip pretzels in it. Oh my god. Why? You don't like pretzels and peanut butter either?
No.
What is wrong with you? What do you like?
Not ketchup and not pretzels.
Do you like Starburst? Okay, Grabby.
Pink me. Sleeping in a condo. Are you kidding me?
Well, your door was unlocked, so.
I hate you.
Okay.
Hi everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Try Something New, a show where we try things that we might not know that much about to encourage all of you to step outside of your comfort zones. As you might have noticed, this episode looks a little bit different, and that is because of the coronavirus pandemic. The university closed and we all decided to go home. This whole situation has really changed the way we people live our lives, and people all over the world right now are actually trying something new, trying to live in a new kind of way. So welcome to a new episode of Try Something New, and in this episode we will try to live our lives during a pandemic.
What's up guys, it's Joshua, bringing you a video of my typical quarantine day.
Welcome to my quarantine day.
First, how I start my day is take long walks with my dog just to get some fresh air out of the house. That's Wilson.
It's around 7, which is when I usually wake up, and I just go get food. Mini big bagels are the move. Then I get ready for my job where I teach Minecraft in Zoom. And it works because it's totally social distance and we don't have to physically be around each other.
I'm gonna go outside and I'm actually gonna go and meet my grandparents and my mom for a walk. Because that's really the only way I can see my grandparents right now during the coronavirus pandemic. Which is really hard. They are both over 70, which means that they are at risk. So we are not supposed to see each other, but they have said that if you meet people over 70 outside and if you keep your distance, it should be fine and it should be okay to meet.
Hoping to start a revolution, a revival. A few days in and he can already say been there before. I kicked down the door at those golden gates. Yes, San Francisco, I've been there before. So near to the shore, but so far away. Here we go, San Francisco. Here we go, San Francisco. Way. Here we go, San Francisco. Here we go, San Francisco. Hey, dude, looking at a hot stove through September. One room, blanket and a Bible, all that he had.
Who won the very first season of American Idol?
No clue.
Really?
Really? No.
That's like a known thing.
Not for me.
Oh, Barbra Streisand. No.
All right, now answer for real.
I hope that wasn't a real answer. Have you watched American Idol?
No, I don't watch American Idol. Is it Beyonce? Who is it?
We have a special guest on Mateen on the Street this week. It is my mom.
Me.
Thank you for joining us on this week's
Thanks
episode
for
of
having me, guys.
Street. All right. So another special guest on the show today. My dad is now joining us on Mateen on the Street. So both my parents are kind of competing. It's getting a little heated in the household due to all this quarantine. Now, how much do you think you know about movies and TV shows?
More than your mother.
Who won the very first season of American Idol?
Kelly Clarkson.
Off the bat.
That is correct. 1 for 1.
All right, 1 for 1.
Kelly Clarkson.
All right, 1 for 1.
That is correct.
What was the first feature-length animated movie released?
Snow White.
All right, 2 for 2.
Was it Mickey Mouse?
Mickey Mouse is incorrect.
Poops.
You can curse. Okay.
Oh, wait.
Oh, you want a hint or you want to go for a second guess?
If I go for a second guess, I'm out.
No. If you go for a, if you go for a
Take the
guess,
hint.
Yeah, you
I'll
the
take
hint.
the hint, but I think I know what it is. I'm so sorry.
Okay. It was released back in 1937.
Snow White.
Yes.
Oh,
All
I'm
right.
so stupid.
That's all right.
I was
No.
thinking that whistle Mickey Mouse guy.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Steam something.
Keep that answer in mind. That's all
Yeah.
I will say. Which Hollywood movie star plays himself in Zombieland?
Plays himself. Oh, Bill Murray?
3 for 3. All
That
right.
is correct.
Oh, Woody Harrelson.
Incorrect.
Oh, plays himself.
Incorrect. Do you know it or do you want the hint?
Bill Murray.
Yes. Question 4. What was the first Disney movie to released with sound?
Steamboat Willie.
Yeah. That is correct.
That's my Mickey Mouse one.
What's it called though?
It's like Steamboat Willie?
Yeah. All right, 4 for 4.
What is the name of the Jeopardy contestant who won a consecutive 32 games and a total of $2.9 million?
James.
I heard that the family knows this one.
James Hausinger or Hausinger.
Very, very close.
Close enough. It's Whole Tower.
Whole Tower.
Yeah. Mommy had some trouble with that one, but she said the first letter of the last name, so we'll give it to her. Can't give you any hints. Sorry.
It's all right. I just gave birth to you. It's okay.
Being a ref is probably one of the most difficult jobs in sports. Today, Gabrielle Gibson-Paul is going to give us the pros, the cons, and an insight into her journey in becoming an official.
Hi, everyone. My name is Gabrielle Gibson-Paul. Basketball has been a part of my life since I could remember. I like the playing aspect. I played for many years, went off to college, got a scholarship. Me and my husband made our own training company. And then I also ref. So right after college, I refereed. I do all levels. I ref little kids, 5-year-olds that are walking with the ball, literally. I ref middle school, which they travel a lot, but I try to teach while I'm officiating them. I do high school, which is a lot faster pace. I also do a little college. I don't do too much college, but I do a little college, which you don't really have to call it too much because they know how to play.
Tell me the pros and cons of reffing basketball. You can start with the pros, and I know there's a lot of cons.
Okay. So the pros of officiating is you get to really, I'm a student of the game, so you see it from another lens. So that's definitely a pro. As you start reffing and you're in certain leagues, you see the same kids over and over. So to see their progress on the court after reffing them 5 times, because you did call that travel on them and you didn't let it go, now they learn in that 5th game, man, I can't do the same thing that I've done. So I love that aspect of officiating. Because, and this is just my own theory, the NBA has really put a bad stigma on refs. Kids nowadays feel like they have to complain every single time the ref calls, or the parents or the fans have to yell out stuff that means nothing, if you ask me. So that's kind of a con because, you know, we're people. Like, people think once we put on the reffing outfit that they can just say anything to us. And at the end of the day, we are people and we do have feelings.
So tell me your most difficult game that you reffed.
Ooh, most difficult game. Okay, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. We was at Old Westbury and I was doing an AAU tournament. Now AAU, there's a lot of games going back and forth. There's 3 courts. There's a lot going on. So I just felt like this one girl was just attacking me. Like, older lady, son was playing. Everything I called or I moved or she was commenting. I really wanted to just stop the whole game and say something to this one particular lady. But being me, I didn't want to take it to that level. But it's just people on the sidelines that just have something to say about everything. And I always just want to I have a whistle in my pocket most of the time. I always just want to toss it to them and be like, listen, you can ref this game with me.
You go ref.
Yes, I'm not saying here that I make all the right calls. So if you're willing to come and ref with me, please do.
You said it's very rare that you find female refs. So tell me how difficult it is to be a female referee and how you get through it.
Being a female, you really have to know the rules. Or else people can see that. Your mechanics have to be nice and sharp. You know, you can't call a foul and then have your stoppage hand. You know what I mean? So you have to make sure that you are sharp when you're out on that court. You know all the rules and you just call a good game.
So if you could eliminate one rule or one call, what would it be?
I would have to say the 3 second. And why I say that is because too many people are focused on that. That's another reason why I get a lot of fans. 3 seconds, 3 seconds. It's like, there's a lot of rules to 3 seconds. Did the person shoot? If they shot the ball, they get another 3 seconds. Now the people can stay in the paint. So there's a lot of gray area with the 3 seconds. A lot of people say like we need 3 seconds because like people can just fish out in the paint and get rebounds. Well, that's kind of what you want them to do. So if you don't implement boxing out, if you don't teach that to your players, then that will be a problem. But if you do, you should be fine. So I would say 3 seconds.
Today, I got a chance to sit down with Alexis Peters, LIU Post alum and former LIU Post women's basketball standout. Alexis is now a content operator for ESPN. Today, Alexis shares with us how she got her career, her dreams and aspirations for the future, and also what it takes to be in this field of broadcasting.
So my name's Alexis Peters. I actually went to LIU and played on the basketball team, and now I work for ESPN.
And what's your position at ESPN?
So I'm a content operator. So I basically organize and distribute the content, like sporting events. It could even be like the VMAs or something. Like I have to get all of that, organize it, and then distribute it amongst like producers and directors if they need it. And I have to basically create pathways so they can locate the files.
Okay. So how did you get to be where you are right now?
So I honestly think my friend doesn't want to say it, but so this, like, me and this girl, we met, it was so weird, like on Instagram, like it's, I don't know, you meet random people on Instagram. So we met and I seen her filming like the studio at ESPN, and I was like, wait, hold up. I was like, you work there? And she's like, yeah, I work in HR. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, do you think I can like get in there? And she was like, I could try and see if I can, but like she wasn't in a position to like just do that. Right. So she asked one of her friends. So one of her top HR friends. So she actually called me like randomly one day. I didn't even know what was going on. I thought it was just like, oh, she probably couldn't do it, so let me just leave it alone. Mm-hmm. She called me random one day trying to interview me. But I was like, it's so weird. Like I got off of work and then I get a call and I was like, Connecticut, like what is this or whatever. So I just answered it and it was her. And she was like interviewing while I'm on the train going back home, like on my way home. And I'm just like, I'm not prepared at all. So I basically bombed it. So I didn't hear nothing back. So then like, I say like a month goes by and some like a Bristol number, because that's where it's located, calls me and I'm like, hello. And they was like, hey, it's the guy's name is Scott at ESPN. I was wondering if you would be interested in this position, the content operator position. I was like, oh yeah, definitely. Whatever gets me in the door, gets my, you know what I mean? I'm down for whatever. So he basically was trying to sell me on the position. I was like, I'm gonna, like, regardless of what it is, I don't need to get in there, so I'm gonna take it. So I was like, he was like, okay, so I like your, like, basically your energy and your attitude about everything. So next week, why don't you come in and interview? So I do that, and yeah, it's crazy. That's how it all happened. And I think it's honestly because of her, because once your resume is in like the system, they're going at those first before they go on like the outside and looking. You know what I mean? So that's why I was like, yeah, I think it was definitely her, but she doesn't want to say it.
So that actually gets me into my next question.
As the coronavirus advances and individuals continue to stay in the house, people are finding artistic ways to fill their time.
You see this around New York City a lot. You see this in like Cali, and like the last time I did see this, it was in California, and I snapped a picture of it. So I just like was going through my camera roll and I see it, and I was like, I have to paint it.
This pandemic, COVID-19, has forced me to stay in the house for the last 2 months due to my age and some other problems like diabetes and asthma. And what I've been doing to pass the time, because I'm normally busy outside, is besides reading and all that normal stuff, I've been doing a lot of household chores that needed to be done, but I let go. I've completely regrouted the bathroom. I've completely restained all the woodwork in the living room, dining room. I took care of the gaps in the cabinets and the ceiling that were created over the years by the house settling. I've been very busy, and I enjoyed it. I don't like being home, though.
Some people are doing things that they have never done before.
Hello, my name is Travis Fortunas. I'm a senior at LIU Post, and I had my first experience last week of flying a kite. My first step, I assembled the kite. I did it with my brother, and we went to an open field on a windy day, and it was a bit of a challenge to start it off, considering I've never done it before. But before I knew it, I was flying a kite. It was soaring in the air, like, you know, you see drones flying these days all over, but to see a kite flying in the air, I think it was great. People need to do things in this time to stay busy, to stay healthy, to find different avenues that you love to find enjoyment out of. So for me, it was flying a kite. It was very important to me. I loved it. I'll definitely do it again.
I hope you all find something fun and creative to do in the days ahead. I'm Alexandra Ferragamo for PTV News.
COVID-19 has taken New York by storm. With over 250,000 positive cases, the state is the nation's epicenter, affecting both suburban and urban areas. It's causing small and large businesses to close its doors, take precautionary measures, and cancel events. We're here on Main Street in Farmingdale, where roads are empty and businesses are shut down, and it's anything but business as usual. Small businesses like local restaurants are doing what they can, like offering takeout and curbside delivery, to try and remain afloat while people social distance at home.
I never, seen the streets vacant like that. It's kind of scary. I'm out of work, a couple of days a week, and, it's scary. Money's scarce, and, hopefully this blows by soon.
This corner 7-Eleven is a go-to store for many in town, a store which residents say has never closed its doors.
I always go there for my morning coffee, and, it's shocking. Now I got to buy some Keurig cups and make my coffee at home.
If you drive around town, all you'll see are tractor trailers making deliveries to places like Walmart and grocery stores because of high demand due to panic purchasing. This parking lot, where the local urgent care is located, is booming. There are barely any spots available, and patients are lined up around the building as they wait for a coronavirus rapid test. This parking lot at the Farmingdale train station is empty. On any regular day, the lot is full, filled with those who commute to the city, and where residents say it's always difficult to find a spot. A 40-minute train ride away is New York City, also known as the city that never sleeps. It's currently taking a time out from the normal hustle and bustle due to stay-at-home orders put in place by Governor Cuomo. The city's sidewalks and streets, which are usually congested, have become frighteningly bare. There aren't any horns honking, sirens blaring, or pedestrian chatter. Tourist attractions like Radio City Music Hall were forced to close their doors for the time being, and Broadway plays are taking a very long intermission. Businesses capable of having employees work from home have done just that, including everyone's favorite Tonight Show host, Jimmy Fallon.
Hi everybody, this is episode 2 of The Tonight Show, home edition. Oh, beautiful. Thank you.
And in Times Square, the lights are on, but everyone is home, except for this halal food truck owner who says the stay-at-home orders are bad for business.
4 months, today is $2,000. Today, $200.
He said without residents and tourists visiting the area, his business will unlikely survive the virus. One of the busiest areas in the world is at a standstill, and the uncertainty of how long it will last is on everyone's mind. As the state's stay-at-home orders continue to get pushed back, they also get more extreme. There's an economic shadow that's descended on New York State, and while agile entrepreneurs find means to reopen businesses and connect with a potentially traumatized customer base, the rest of us can do our part by continuing to social distance and take precautionary measures. I'm Shannon Miller, PTV News.
Empty restaurants and unemployed family members, just to list some of the concerns people have over the coronavirus. It's in restaurants all over Long Island, such as Savino's Hideaway, where the staff, including myself, has been cut down, leaving me at a financial standstill. 2 weeks ago, I was temporarily laid off from my waiting position due to the high amount of coronavirus cases that recently swept through New York State. I spoke with a coworker of mine who is amongst the staggering 450,000 people unemployed in New York State, bringing the nation's total to 6.6 million Americans unemployed. Steven Spagnolo has been a bartender for 4 years and is facing a reality nobody saw coming.
My last day of work was March 17th. I applied for unemployment the day after, March 18th, and I only got my first payout this past Tuesday, which luckily did include the $600 stipend from the stimulus package.
As cases continue to increase by the hour in New York State, it is unclear when workers will return back to their place of business. Reporting from Mount Sinai, New York, I'm Travis Fortunas, PTV News.
This is The Wave, the new sound of Long Island University.
Good afternoon, everyone. You're listening to Beyond Your Element. I'm your host, Ashley.
I'm Jada.
And we're here today to give you your top news feed buzz.
Music.
All right, so we're going to talk about Tyler, the Creator.
And Drake. Okay, so Tyler, Creator's Camp Flog Gnaw was going on this weekend in Cali. And one of the surprise guests was Drake, and the fans weren't as happy as I guess Tyler assumed they would be, and they booed Drake while he was performing, which I thought was crazy. But they were expecting Frank Ocean to come out. But I mean, like, really, like, realistically, when has Frank Ocean ever really
performed?
Like that? Yeah, like a surprise guest. Like, you know, you don't really
He
think
doesn't even go to the award show. So
Yeah,
and
like-
what?
I guess because like he just dropped 2 songs and stuff, but
Drake is a classic.
I mean, like, yeah, like
I would have
wouldn't
went off if Drake came out on
Exactly.
stage. It's
I'm
a
like,
surprise
what?
effect.
And he was performing "Feel No Ways." That's a good song. Like Drake, like, and like I feel like Drake is one of those artists that like he's not like really like a rapper. He's a hip hop artist, and he's like a pop star. Like he, like everybody likes Drake.
He's for the culture.
Yeah, he's been out for like 10+ years.
Yeah.
He has like at least one song that
everybody
everybody's gonna bump
knows,
to.
yeah.
Exactly. So I just thought that was wild. I'd seen Drake in 2016. I would see him all over again for sure. Front row, please.
Man, it was truly painful watching him getting booed off stage. Like,
humbling.
actually, Drake out of all people, I could have thought, I don't even know who I would name that would get booed off stage. What?
Right.
Man.
Not Drake. That's for sure.
Well, big outs to Drake, you know, for handling the situation as well as he could have.
See, that's what I like about Drake. He's not like a petty, like he's
not gonna go back.
He don't go to Instagram and like I feel like he don't care. Like, especially even when he has like beef with people, like he doesn't care. Like that's funny to me. Like,
Did you see Tyler's like Twitter page? He was like embarrassed by the fans right now.
Oh yeah, Tyler was. Ooh, I would be embarrassed too because that's kind of like entitlement. But yeah, poor Drake.
Poor Drake. All right. Congratulations are in order for Lamar Odom as he announces his engagement over social media to Sabrina Parr. I actually have no idea who Sabrina Parr is, and I didn't even know he was dating somebody.
Me either. Hopefully she's better than Khloe Kardashian.
Oh, actually, Khloe Kardashian did have things to say. She said that she still has a soft spot for him and they will always be friends. They are never going to get back together, but she always wanted him to find happiness and is glad for him that he's moving on.
Of course, Khloe Kardashian has to make
a statement.
Yeah, like, come on.
The Kardashians always have to make everything about
them. Yeah, like, shut up. It's his engagement.
All right. And also, does everybody know what's dropping tonight at midnight?
Period.
Tory Lanez Chicks tape. I hope everybody's excited. I'm excited.
I'm actually excited. The concept of it sounds really interesting. Like, I'm excited.
Yeah, the 2000s R&B. Oh my gosh. I'm going to be, listen, that's all y'all going to hear on this campus every Thursday at this point, because I've been waiting for this since I thought he was supposed to drop it in Valentine's Day, like earlier this year. Yeah. So he didn't say anything. So yeah. All right. So right now we're going to play for you Tory Lanez, Jerry Sprunger featuring T-Pain. It's a remake of Sprung by the original T-Pain. And this is the first song that he released off Chicks Tape number 5. So here it is.
She used to work at King of Diamonds on a Monday. Only hit the club on Saturday and Sunday. I used to pull up every week, you should have seen her. The way she did it, nobody could do it cleaner. I seen her in a suit from her birthday, and I can tell you the reason he's feeling thirsty. Lil' mama getting it in on the worst day. Lil' mama getting it in, she fit the school and the gym into a work day. I'm sprung, she got me doing the dishes. Hella down when the clip was to an extension. You so bad, yeah, you so vicious. I'm so glad that you not his chick. She wanted a nigga, ain't got the right one. I wanted a bag, she looking like fun. Pull up on me, baby, and spend the night. They saying I'm sprung, they right.
I can't let you go without me.
Shawty got me. Waiting on her mama tryna lock me. They can't be nobody if it's not me.
Today I am wearing a Alex Martinez LA Kings jersey. It hurts my soul. So we're gonna go to news now. It's the only way I could possibly transition that from the torture of my life. They went out and they signed the big goalie of this entire class, and it was big Sergei Bobrovsky.
Sergei Bobrovsky!
So
he's back on the force.
He's back on the force. Sergei Bobrovsky is back on the force.
Watch out, Florida PD. His favorite superhero is Batman, who
That makes sense.
I personally don't believe is a superhero. He didn't do anything. He doesn't have any powers.
He's rich.
Yeah, that's not a power.
Yeah, fine. Ryan decided to go out and spend over $20.
It was worth
on a box of hockey cereal.
Ovios, the breakfast of Russians.